Hey, how's it going? It's Adam from Home Camp. Today I'm going to show you how I made the indie pop song Caroline. So here I am in Reason Studio. This is what I use to write in. I don't mix or master in this. I just like the way it's set out for writing. It's quick and it's easy. I can pull in loads of different sounds from here. The sounds in Reason Studio are really cool. A little bit different from like what everyone else uses, so I like that too. So let's just talk about how I started the song. So the song actually started off with this little riff. This is the first thing I wrote on guitar. I was listening to a lot of Pinegrove and Great Grandpa at the time. So you can see this is even called Pinegrove. I don't know why. That's just what I did. I don't know. So that's how it started. I started playing around with this little riff, which led to this. Which I thought had a really cool little bop to it. So that's where the whole song started, and that's what I did. I just put together a few different parts. So we've got a first part. And I think we've got a chorus part here. Nothing too strange, just some straightforward chords. I don't know what the chords are. I just put my hand on the guitar and see what happens. And what I like to do in all of my songs is put like a bed of I guess, atmosphere to just to give the song some feel from the off. It makes it way more fun to write like that when there's a bit of atmosphere going on. So I usually like write some few sections like this and then start by putting a big bit of atmosphere underneath. So that sounds like this. So 3 tracks of just glistening, just atmospheric stuff. I like to keep it all in like a simple key, obviously the key of the song, so it's in fitting. But I just keep it all. I usually just find some stuff with a couple of pedals that sounds cool like this. It moves a bit, and then I can write the whole song over it. So then that guitar over it sounds like this. Maybe it's worth showing you what I did to create that. So to do those like glistening things, I usually use these 2 pedals together. So the Microcosm from Hologram Electronics and the Count to 5, I think this is called. Bit of a weird pedal, but you put these 2 together. I don't really know what I'm doing. I just hit a load of buttons, twizzle a load of knobs, and then things like this come out, and I stack them together, and it sounds really cool. So once we have the basis of the track going like this, usually we start putting some drums together. So currently I'm just using Reason's like add-on Reason drum kits, which I've found a good sound that I like. And so I would put together something like this. Making sure I put loads of cool ghost notes in, and making sure I'm actually playing it in, not quantizing things too much. Always add in a bit of tambourine just for the extra feels. And then what else we got? Obviously need a bass guitar in there, so I would have laid down this. So just keeping that cool little bop that it's got. So when I'm writing, all these are like scratch guitars, which basically means that they're not the finished thing. I'm going to come back later and re-record them, but It's all about speed in this writing process. When I'm in Reason, it's just about speed. It's getting things down, it's moving things around. You see there's lots of cuts here where things have been copied and pasted. So I would have put this down and then led into some kind of verse, which is just a variation of this. And then it looks like here, when we got to the chorus, I added this extra shaker. Just to lift it up a little bit. So that's what I would have started with, and I added a guitar lead to the start of it just to give it like a top line melody for people to latch onto. So that would have sounded like this. I went for another riff in the chorus as well. And then we went back to a re-intro for another verse. This time just like laying back a bit. Just so the verse is very similar, but just different as well. Then we would have gone for another chorus, and then this middle section. Changing up the drums, changing up the guitar chords, changing up the riff, and just making it very different to the verse and chorus, just for that little breather. And then we went back to that little riff that we very first started the song. That riff was meant to feature a lot more in the whole song. That was supposed to be the basis of the song, but for some reason that didn't pan out, and that's not what happened, and that's just the way it goes. But you can see that cool little riff happens right at the start and here, and like to finish off that middle. And then we go back for the chorus. And a re-intro. Cool, so that would have been the basis of the song. Pretty simple. Verse, chorus, middle, chorus. Pretty standard stuff. Doesn't always work like that, but as you can see, I just, from all these cuts, I'm just constantly moving pieces around, seeing what happens, seeing what I like. So I've got a couple of extra bits going on in here, which I always do in songs. Like once you've got the basses down, it's fun to play with like synths and sometimes strings and other like pads and things like that. So let's have a listen to what this guy is. Yeah, so little arpeggio thing to keep the choruses, keep adding to the choruses, make them interesting. And then it looks like we've got a pad. Can't really hear what's going on there. It's probably really quiet. Just adding a bit of thickness. And then it looks like we've got some BBC orchestra strings probably going on in this middle. Yep. I was being dramatic. If you want to be dramatic, you've got to put some strings in. And then, So I probably would have sat on that little song idea for maybe weeks or months, just thinking of different vocal ideas. Sometimes I strip everything back then down to just me and a guitar just to figure out what the vocals are going to be. Sometimes I just pop a mic on and just see what happens, and that's probably what was happening here. And so this is going to be embarrassing, but most of the time what I do is just sing nonsense into the microphone. No real words, just trying to figure out the melody. So let's see what I did here. As you hear, that's the melody that ended up in the song, but it's just ramblings of a crazy man that means nothing. It sounds as well like I've pitched those vocals up because that does not sound like my voice, but probably what happened is I wrote the song in a different key and then found that when it came to vocals, I needed to pitch things around to get them sitting nice. So it sounds like that's what's happened. And then I think the chorus here would have always been the words Caroline. Yep, so sounds like the thing that came to my head was Caroline. Couldn't think of a better name that fitted there, and that's what we went with. So yeah, there we go. That is the songwriting element. Let's jump over into the mixing. So here we are in Studio One now. So I would have moved everything across from MIDI instruments, mixed everything down into actual audio files, as you can see here. All those things that were MIDI before, so the kick, the snare, all the drum parts, all the pads, everything will have been now moved into audio files. And what I would have started by doing is doing a rough mix, and then started by actually layering down some of these guitar parts. So as I said before, what I would do in Reason is just do the scratch guitar, so just the general ideas, and then when I get it in here in Studio One, I start to actually do the final performances. So you can see I do, if there's a guitar part going on the left, I'll do it in clean or a cleanish sound, and I'll do it in like a dirty, distorted sound as well, so that later on in the mixing, I can then alter how much clean I want, how much dirty I want. Maybe I want different parts coming in at different times. So the final guitar parts. So much cleaner, much crisper. So it sounds like when we were in Reason that everything that I played in those initial ideas is actually what I replayed then for the final parts, which doesn't always happen. Sometimes just lay things down that are general ideas and then completely change, but seems like I got it right first time with this one. Well, I think so. Others may have a different idea. But then, for definite, what would happen is I'd start putting some real vocals down. So let's have a listen to these. She's my lucid light, holding on the east side. I wander down, put my hands to the crown of an alpine. I building up my best side. So with the lead vocal, I'm always double tracking, and a lot of the home camp stuff, I do a lead vocal and then a harmony to back it up. There's not very many times in home camp that I'm not putting like an extra harmony in there. I find it so much fun to put harmonies on things. I can't stop myself. I can't help myself. So let's jump to the chorus, just so we can see what harmonies are going on there. So maybe we should just break those down a bit. So we'll start with just a lead. Caroline. Not perfect, but that's music. And then a harmony. Caroline. Doing a bit of falsetto. And another harmony. Caroline. Another harmony. Caroline. You're such a sight for these sores, Caroline. Don't get gone today. Cool. So not much has changed in between the writing in Reason and over to Studio One. And I'm not going to bore you with all the mixing, but we can see we've got loads of reverb being dropped on. We're doing a lot more mixing on some things. So vocals always have lots of mixing on, but there's things like these pads which don't have a ton going on. The drums, again, bit of EQ, bit of compression, because they're MIDI drums, they don't need quite as much attention. And that's it. So thank you for watching. Thank you for seeing how I put together the song Caroline. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to be doing a couple more of these for the other songs that are coming out, so watch this space.